Hello, I'm Chris Bottger, and welcome back to another album review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Talking Heads' debut album, 1977's Talking Heads 77. This album really lays down the foundation for Talking Heads' career perfectly. On this album we are introduced to all of the elements of Talking Heads' new wave / funk rock / post-punk / whatever you want to call it sound. Throughout the album we have epic bass lines, unorthodox song structures with lots of key changes, and consistently great playing from the band. Now, before we start the song-by-song breakdown, the way this review works is that I will break the album down, song by song, of course, before finally giving my thoughts and ranking on the album as a whole. I would like to encourage everyone to bear with my rambling and watch the whole video as I do have a lot to say. Uh-Oh, Love Comes to Town is a great way to kick off the album. A great bass line dominates this R&B and calypso-infused track. The layering of a prominent bass and the subordinate guitar makes up much of the song's definition. David Byrne's delivery is very unique and sounds great as always. The still pan notes between the verses also sound great. This is a song that deals with the aspects of love, essentially saying that love is easy and no one is immune to it sneaking up on them. New Feeling is a pretty straightforward funk rock, new wave song with a good bass line to it. Still, it has that awkward yet alluring Talking Heads sound to it. The lyrics to this one are suitably weird as well, with them being about appreciating the forming of friendships, and also time travel. New Feeling is a bit of a drop-off in quality from the album opener, but it's still a solid sophomore song for the album. Tentative Decisions mixes funk rock verses with the chorus of a marching song. On the chorus, Bourne is backed by deeper backing vocals that give the impression of a large group of men singing behind him. The drum beat on this section is like a marching drum beat. All of these elements make this part of the song sound much like a man leading a group in a march and song. The ending of the song also has a nice keyboard-driven section that acts as an all-too-short coda. Tentative Decisions has lyrics that make several statements about boys and girls. Later in the song, these same statements are reversed with their genders being swapped. I assume this was supposed to be some sort of statement on gender roles, and while it doesn't really work, the lyrics are funny so as to be memorable enough. Happy Day has a very poppy upbeat feel to it, with chiming keyboard flourishes throughout. This is combined perfectly with the rhythmic funk that Talking Heads lays down in all of their songs. Chris France's percussion is a real standout here, really helping the song groove along. This song is all about looking on the bright side of life, no matter what is going on. The chorus is great here, the break in the chorus really helps it really stand out. Who Is It is a very simple song with a very sparse lyric. Most of the song comprises of David Byrne singing Who Is It over the backing. There's a couple of nice key changes thrown in there where the song goes to harder or softer sections or goes into a guitar-driven bridge. During one of the key changes, Who Is It segues seamlessly into No Compassion. A lot of the underlying instrumentation remains the same, with No Compassion continuing to follow the same style of progression as his predecessor. The lyrics on No Compassion are, however, completely different. For an apathetic-filled person, this song tells you not to wallow in self-pity, and to not bait others into feeling sorry for you just for your own satisfaction. Now, before we go on to side 2 of the album, I hope you will make this a happy day for me by hitting the thumbs up button below and hitting the subscribe button, as both these things help me out a lot. The Book I Read kicks side 2 off right. The song starts off simple enough, but as it goes on, a very mechanical repeating keyboard riff is layered over the bass line. This comes and goes a couple of times as the band is smart to not overdo it. David Byrne's vocal in this song is also a real standout, with Byrne pulling off some really nice sounding scatting. The lyrics to the song are rather weird, as all great Talking Heads songs are. In it, the single compares either the book he read to romance or romance to the book he read. This could be a commentary on the relationship between author and reader, or it could be just a simple metaphor for romance comparing it to something the singer likes. Don't Worry About the Government starts out with a small mandolin riff before going into a bouncy beat. Everything great about Talking Heads is present in this song. Everything is done perfectly here. Lead vocal, bass, keyboards, key changes, and lyrics. Both the verses and the 2 different repeating bridges of this song are great. There isn't anything here that stands out as an obvious chorus. Playing around with the standard rules of song formatting can be a dangerous thing for bands at times, but here Talking Heads manages to nail it. David Bourne's vocal here is a bit louder and softer than most of the album, really selling the wide-eyed naivete of the song. The song is about a singer who is optimistic about the world and politics. He loves the big building he lives in with his family, and he walks from home. He often thinks of his favorite politicians and believes that they are hard at work trying to make everyone's lives better. Don't Worry About the Government is certainly a very unique song, both in structure and lyric. There isn't anything out there that sounds quite like it, and it works perfectly despite its unconventional structure and subject matter. Last Week, Carefree has a nice reggae rhythm to it. The tropical styling of the song is furthered by Bourne's lead vocal and a great horn section that appears several times throughout the song. I'm not really sure what this song is about, but I think it has something to do with mental illness and intrusive thoughts and the singer's inability to get help for his problems. Psycho Killer has a very sinister bass line. The guitar has a very nervous energy to it, and Bourne's vocal has a bite to match. His random butchered French and yelping makes for a very memorable lead vocal. This is a song that has some degree of universal applicability despite its extreme premise. We've all been there before, when everyone around you is droning on and on and on and being annoying. Well, Psycho Killer is a bit of a tongue-in-cheek escapist song where the singer finally snaps and becomes a serial killer because he is tired of hearing everyone else's rambling. Kind of like my rambling in this video. Psycho Killer is a high-concept and darkly humorous idea for a song and is delivered perfectly here. Pulled Up is one of the simpler songs on the album, but one that fits perfectly. The lyrics are about the single feeling he has been pulled up by another whenever he has been down. It's got a good chorus to it, and the delivery is good throughout. Pulled Up serves as a good way to end the album, boasting the same ingredients that made the rest of the album so great. Alright, that's it for the song-by-song breakdown. So now, before we go on to my final thoughts on the album, let's look at my final scores for the songs. I give Uh-Oh, Love Comes to Town, 10 out of 10. New Feeling, 7 out of 10. Tentative Decisions, 8 out of 10. Happy Day, 9 out of 10. Who Is It, 7 out of 10. No Compassion, 8 out of 10. The Book I Read, 10 out of 10. Don't Worry About the Government, 10 out of 10. Last Week, Carefree, 8 out of 10. Psycho Killer, 10 out of 10. Pulled Up, 7 out of 10. Talking Heads are very consistent throughout Talking Heads 77. No matter where you turn, Tina Weymouth lays down a great bass line on every song. Chris Frantz does superb work with various forms of percussion throughout, and Joey Harrison does well on whatever instrument he is playing at any given time, keyboards or guitar. Lead vocalist and lyricist David Bourne is perfectly paired up with the rest of the band. Bourne is very unique as a vocalist, with a stilted yet captivating way of singing. He is probably the only person who could truly pull off the weirdness that is inherent in his own lyrical style. Every element here clicks together perfectly. The band has a good groove throughout, and the lead vocal works to this end as well. Talking Heads are never content with being simply a good band. They always strive to be as innovative, funky, and weird as possible. Talking Heads 77 is a superbly textured debut album by a band that goes the extra distance wherever and whenever possible. In the end, I'm going to give Talking Heads 77 a 9 out of 10. It's a fantastic debut album, simultaneously bold and consistent, with a very unique and fresh sound throughout, even over 40 years later. Now, before we go, I do, of course, as always, want to look at the album sleeve. Here, you have the front sleeve. It's all red except for the band's name here in kind of a neon yellowish green. It's alright. Certainly very distinctive and colorful. On the back, you have a pretty nice photo of the band, as well as just kind of the notes, as well as the track listing. Not too much to say there. And, of course, you do have a nice picture of them on one side of the liner. And on the other side, you have the lyric sheet. So, that is nice. I do always appreciate full lyrics printed on the liner or on something. So yeah, I mean, there it is. It's a pretty nice package. Very simple, very minimalistic in a way, but also very colorful and bold. So, if you made it this far in the video, I would like to thank you all for watching, because I really do appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe, as that helps me out a great deal. And once again, thank you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video.